All right.
All right, so welcome to Jeep Life.
Casey, welcome.
E, how you doing?
I'm doing fabulous.
Oh, fabulous.
All right, so how do we start this off? Go to the introductions?
Well, I think we should tell the people what we're about, what we're gonna do, what we're gonna talk about, and the shenanigans and fun we're gonna have.
Oh, there's lots of shenanigans.
Many shenanigans.
All right, so I'll go first, or do you want to go first?
No, after you.
All right, I'm Alex. I drive a 2021 Rubicon JLU R, I guess.
Yeah.
Can you add the Rubicon in there?
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
All right.
Blockers before lights.
Oh.
You know, you gotta add the R.
Yeah. And then what do you drive?
I drive a 2017 JKU-R. 3.5-inch lift, 37s.
Oh, so we're going into details.
I mean, yeah.
All right, well,
just bare essentials.
Well, the coilovers I have, they don't give me an exact lift ride height.
You do have a very unique setup. You kind of Frankenstein your stuff together, as did I, but not to the extent that you did.
Well, during COVID, there wasn't a whole lot of, oh, you buy this, you get it right now.
Right.
I waited 8 months.
Yeah. And I
it took
think
8 months to get it, but I was on 40s with a 2-inch Mopar and a 2-inch spacer kit.
Yeah, a 2-inch lift of 40s that's rough. Not rough country, because, but no.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with rough country. Okay, just want to say that. Like everything I've ever had with them has always been positive in my light.
Okay.
And I've done some dumb shit.
Yeah. We all.
You're right along with me.
This is true. But we both started with Fox suspension. I'm not there anymore. I don't have Fox anymore. You still do.
I'm on King. My coilovers are King.
Okay, well, King coilovers.
Yeah.
All right, so that's fair.
We switched it up. We started one way, and then we realized there's nothing wrong with Fox.
No,
there's not.
No, they are an industry leader. They're a big name,
but they don't offer the
But there's so many different things that you can do.
Adjustability.
Yeah.
That everybody else does.
Yeah.
Like your Falcons.
Yep.
What? 21 different settings.
It's like 24.
24. Am I riding a goddamn mountain bike?
I mean, I kind of am. But you went with what you did for a reason. I went with what I did for a reason. Because you and I are very diverse in the off-road community. And, I do a lot of going fast over sand. And then I go a lot of doing slow over rocks, dry waterfalls, so forth, so on. So the adjustability factor of the Falcon suspension that I have fit my ride style. So that's what I went with.
But then we can also, we can take mine for the adjustability, and we can go fast as hell through the sands.
You can.
Or the rocks.
You can.
And it's still more comfortable. You're on straight axle. It's always going to suck.
Yeah.
Like IFS is way more comfortable for that. But straight axle does way more fun stuff, in my opinion.
Doing hood rat stuff.
Yes, because what did I break in my old car? Constantly breaking stuff. Yes.
All of it.
So I can't go as fast. It doesn't ride as smooth.
Yep.
But I don't break.
This is true. Yeah. Whenever I go fast, it's not as comfortable, regardless of the adjustability of the suspension. But obviously, that's not what I built it for. It's fun to do that every now and then, but a majority of what I do is not that. It's just fun to do it every now and then.
We literally do it together, so you can say the majority of what we do.
This is fair.
There's not many trails.
Peanut butter, jelly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Unicon needs a Band-Aid. All right.
Yeah. Oh, so to get into that, Unicon, where'd you come up with your name?
Because I'm a unicorn in this community. And I have a Rubicon.
You have no idea how true this is.
So
true.
They will learn it soon enough.
Yeah.
Like just from hanging out with us and shooting the shit.
A majestic animal in his own right. And I am Band-Aid. And this is a sore subject. Because I break a lot of stuff.
We both break a lot of stuff, however...
I avoid warranties.
Exactly. He does not fix it right away. He just kind of, throws some duct tape, a zip tie, a couple of random bolts, and basically puts a Band-Aid over it.
Yeah, until I can't. But I've had to replace my motor, my rear end, my suspension, pretty much every moving part on there except for the transmission.
Well, I do think one of the first times we ever went out, you literally broke your muffler mounts off.
Yeah.
So it was hanging halfway off.
Yeah, the exhaust brackets did break. I had dual exhaust. Don't judge. It was on there when I bought it. So dual pipes coming out the back, ended up coming at about a 45-degree angle. It was cute.
Yeah, dual pipes was like this.
It was a good
look.
look.
Yours was like this.
It's kind of like a kid that got hit in the face with a baseball bat is kind of what it looked like.
How exactly did you remedy that? Did you just literally take the muffler off, or did we cut it? I don't remember.
Well, so what had happened was, it was a sideways smile, and then we did another obstacle on a rock climb, and then I backed up into a boulder that pushed this back in, so then it kind of straightened out a wee bit, and then when I got home, I chopped it off. Then went to a single exhaust. I replaced the whole exhaust, but went with single pipes because it's one less thing to break. Plus, dual exhaust on a 3.6 liter V6.
You know what? We're
Doesn't do much.
We're all guilty of it. I had a dual exhaust in my JK.
Well, so we all started from the bottom, and now we're here. And I started with what I had, and many multiple changes, and
exactly.
Yeah. So we are where we are now, and it's much better.
It's all tribal air.
Yeah. Your setup is pretty unique though. So go into a little bit more about your setup, what you have, where you're at.
Like what the
so you're on 40s, you're on King Colos, but you the suspension that you put on yours wasn't very well known when you did it, and you kind of had to custom fab some things when you got it.
I will never ever plug that company, ever, because they gave me no directions.
Yep.
They literally they took forever. They didn't send me the right stuff that I had custom ordered in it. Mm-hmm. So it was literally, hey, here's a bunch of text file on what you should do.
Yeah.
There is no YouTube videos, no anybody else. The closest thing I had was a YouTube video on a JK. Mm-hmm. Well, JKs and JOs aren't the same.
No.
So trying to figure that shit out was like, okay, this seems like it should fit here. This kind of makes sense.
And it did not.
Yeah. And honestly, literally when I put bolts in there, the powder coating was flaking off.
Yeah.
So first of all, I love the suspension. It rides great.
Performance-wise.
It's got a superior amount of travel. It does everything that I need it to. However, I would never say, hey, you should buy this brand.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on some back ordered parts from it. I'm like, no, you guys suck.
Yeah. Well, and so
we'll get into that.
Yeah,
we'll get into that later.
We will go into more detail with what we have, what we're working with. But I also Frankenstein my suspension together with multiple different companies because of, like I said, with the experience that we have, what we've done, what we've gone through, what we've seen, and what works for us. I went with one company for springs and adjustable control arms. I went with one company for shocks. And, so like I said, we can get into that later. But, nevertheless, so a little bit more about what we're going to cover in this channel. Everything from beginner to novice. We're going to talk about what works for us, what works with our setups, what works for what we do, and what doesn't work. And then...
Harbor Freight lifts.
Hey, you know what? If it works, it works.
There's a reason you don't have a winch.
And we'll source a Band-Aid.
Band-Aid. Yes, a Band-Aid. A winch cable tied around your Rubicon hooks on the front.
It's kind of like having 100%. Braces. Kind of like having braces.
Yeah, but a Band-Aid. Nonetheless.
Yeah, Band-Aid. Just doesn't work at all. So
we'll
do more product reviews later. But
I want to give actual product reviews. Like I will show you. I will show you the receipt. And we will beat the shit out of these products.
Absolutely. We will
be
trial and error, tested, tried and true.
Like, we're going to get some new bumpers, some new fenders, kind of.
Also, if you want to sponsor us, we are welcome to that.
Yeah, we're not opposed to free stuff. However, we're going to be
sponsors, product trial, but just know we will be honest. So be confident in what you got. But besides that, well, like I said, that's another episode more later. Why'd you get into the Jeep life?
Dude, I've been into Jeeps literally since I was 7 years old. Well, 7 years old off-road. But my first little RC car, much like this, it was red. But I was, a little toddler driving around in that. My first RC car I could control was a green remote control Jeep. My first and then driving with my parents because my dad had a 96 YJ and then a black. I think he went 94 YJ was white, 96 YJ was black, and then I got my first Jeep when I was 18. So my first car was a Jeep. You know, I was lucky enough to have a father that gave me a Jeep to pass it down. Then he got another JK, and then he got a JL, and now I got a JL. So, but I've been doing this with uncles that have CJs, uncles that have TJs, like.
So you got your first Jeep when you were 18. You're roughly how old now, give or take?
32.
Give or take. Okay.
I've been Jeeping for a while.
Okay.
You know, starting at 7.
So my first Jeep I got when I was 5. It looked a lot like this one, but it was red.
I guarantee we probably had the same
That would have been
Jeep.
like 92, 93.
Well, when you were 5, I was 2, so that would make sense.
Yeah.
Right.
But I got into Jeeping for a whole different reason, and I hope this hits home for somebody because so I moved. So we live in Vegas. I was born and raised in Iowa. I moved out here 8 years ago, and I moved out here, and I was here for about 4 years. After 4 years, I got a job, and I got super lucky with the job, and I was 30 years old, no kids, no wife, still the same story, still single. Oh yeah.
Let's go back on Jeep topics.
But I had never made that much money ever, and I had a problem that a lot of people do out here with gambling, going to the bars, and just throwing money away. And I would go to the bar and I would.
Well, I need to
blow.
interject on
Yeah.
that one. You don't think our Jeeps are throwing money away?
Not like I was. So I would go to the bar and,
You see,
and I would
that was
go.
a joke. It was a joke.
Yeah. No, this is very irresponsible income spent. But when I die, I'm gonna have a lot of memories and not a lot of money. And I'm good with that.
What do they say? We're here for a short time, not a long time?
Here for a good time, not a long time.
Exactly. That's how
yeah.
we thought.
Yep. But no, I would go to the bar and I'd blow $1,000 in a night, and I'd wake up in the morning and I'd be pissed off because I had nothing to show for it, and it became a problem. And I woke up one day and I was like, I need to put my money towards something. I need to show something for the work I do. And so I went to a Jeep dealership. I wanted to either buy something really, really fast or really, really fun.
So you go to a Jeep dealership.
So I went to a Jeep dealership because it wasn't fast, but it was fun. And so I went in there and I was like, I test drove one. I immediately wanted it because I was always responsible with the bills that I had and what I needed to do and what I needed to pay. So that's why I got it. And I had no idea what I was getting into. And I had my Jeep for maybe 2 months and started meeting other people with Jeeps and doing this and doing that. And the people that I've met, the places I've gone, the things I've seen, the things I've done, just best thing that's ever happened in my life.
Well, that actually leads into the next, look, we want to totally talk about the Jeep fam. Like, you buy a Jeep, you have automatic friends. You don't even realize you even have. Yeah, Jeep life, right? It's like that. Or stick your hand at the thing. Yeah. Wave at every Jeep. You don't wave at a Jeep, you should sell your Jeep.
Hey, yeah.
Sorry, I'll bleep that out.
Gladiators?
I like Gladiators.
Yeah.
It's still a
if
Jeep.
they're done.
It's still, hey, a Gladiator is a JL with a mullet.
Yeah.
And speaking as someone who recently cut their mullet off, yeah.
Yes. My mom actually just bought a Gladiator, and she was going to name it Mullet. Cheap in the front, sharp in the back. Oh, she is. Yeah, right. She is. But my dad also just bought a Jeep too, so it's infectious.
It
so
100%
you have a Jeep.
is.
What did your dad drive?
A JL.
Huh.
With an LS in it.
With an LS?
Yeah.
Data 60s?
Fusion 60s with 40s.
Huh.
The messed up part is really when I told my dad, hey, I'm putting 40s on my Jeep. My dad was like, that's cool. I'm putting on LS, 60s, and 40s. Okay, Dad, way to one up me always.
I don't work that hard or that much yet. Getting there though.
You know what? Well, there's a will, there's a way.
He's got a good build.
Oh, it's so much more capable than anything he ever does.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna let you say.
Oh, I
it
will,
first.
100%.
Yeah.
I give my dad crap all the time.
Sorry, Dad.
Love you.
That
Still.
Jeep is more capable than what anything you could ever do.
You know, he wants to.
Trey,
He's learning.
straight up. I know what I got. Straight pinks for pinks. Let's race downhill.
I think you're gonna lose. It's LS.
Yeah, but we're going downhill. Gravity's working for me. He's gonna get scared and hit the brake pedal.
True. Well, who's driving?
This guy.
I might be driving his.
Yeah. Okay, so we've talked a little bit about what we're gonna do. Product reviews, what we have, what works, what doesn't. We talked about why we have our Jeeps, how we got into it. One of the coolest things that I noticed, like I said, when I bought my Jeep, I had no idea what I was getting into. But the friends, the family, like that's one thing. But we also do a lot of stuff for the community. We've also done a lot of stuff with charities. One of the biggest things that I have that's notable in the last 2.5 years that I've had mine is we did a charity event for this kid. His name is Manny, and his mom was a single mother of 8 kids, and he was born with cerebral palsy. He's 8 years old. I believe 8 years old. I could be wrong on that. He might be a little bit older. And then somebody broke into her van and stole his wheelchair. Well, being that he has cerebral palsy, he's going to be in a wheelchair for the rest of his life. It wasn't just a regular wheelchair, it was custom fit for him. And so we had a charity event. We raised $10,000 to get a new wheelchair for him. And to see the smile on that kid's face, just you can't put a price on that. So not only do we do dumb stuff and go out and have fun and spend our money recklessly, we also give back to the community. We also do charity stuff. So that's another thing that I think we can touch on with this.
Oh, there are lots of there's a certain event in Sand Hollow that literally they work with PTSD veterans. Yep. They work with mentally handicapped or just handicapped people in general who can't necessarily even drive the vehicle, but they like to ride around. Cause it's not necessarily just about driving over shit. It's literally. Yep. It's the funness of it. I have no problem being a passenger as long as my driver knows what they're doing. Right. So like then and it brings a whole new light to people that they don't even know they need. There is a big one out there, with and we'll talk about different social media groups and pages of where to find events if you are new to the Jeep community or even if you're not. Apps on your phone that you can use to find trails or events or whatever. We'll get into that too. But the one you were talking about out in Sand Hollow, the one with the veterans where they can do a ride along with handicap, that one's really cool. They're based out of California. So we'll get into all that stuff later too. But nevertheless, you see, I would not say we as experts, but we are very well versed. We are not experts. We are enthusiasts. Yeah. Yeah. Because by no means should you 100% listen to us because we know what we're doing. However, you should take our advice by a grain of salt because also we are biased, not necessarily set up to whatever anyone else is. Right. Like we have our own stuff that we want to do. Like some people buy a Jeep and like, oh my god, it's convertible. Yeah. Like I had a buddy that did the same thing. It's like, why did you never lift it? I just want to convertible. And some people just want to lift in wheels and tires to drive around to go to the mall. And exactly. Sometimes they hit a curb and it won't matter. It was actually today when I was at the barber. I told you I was getting a haircut at the barber, and some guy comes in there. He's like, "Hey, do you drive that Jeep?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Dude, I'm so sorry. I hit your Jeep." And I'm like, "What'd you hit?" He's like, "Your tire." And I'm like, "That's it?" He's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "My friend runs over my tire." Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, okay, bye." I was like, stacking. Oh, yes. That's gonna be a fun. Oh yeah, we're 100% stacking. We're gonna. You hate it or you love it? There's some people that don't. They're not fans. The only people that hate it are honestly the ones that get stuck being the base. No, actually, I think it's like the hardcore enthusiasts, and they're like, that's a waste of time. We're stacking in a parking lot, or in the middle of the desert. But it's cool. It shows the community, like what you can do, and people drive by in parking lots. They see us, they take pictures, they ask about it, and they're like, how do you get up there? How do you do that? I'm like, I hit this button, and then I just drive on it. 4 low, sway bar disconnects, lockers, let's go. Exactly. Gas pedal. So, no, the Jeep Life's fun. Jeep Life is awesome. Jeep Life. And I think that that's pretty well what we're going to cover in this channel, yeah? Oh, we're going to talk about memories, advance, things that we do just with our Jeep fam that we've met basically just from owning a Jeep.
Yeah.
You know, we want to tell everybody about all the stuff we can do. Like, you know, what did we do the other weekend? Go to abandoned buildings and water parks.
Yeah.
We found some random lake bed that we didn't even know was on the map.
Yep. Yeah. So there's so many different cool things you can do, and especially we're gonna have point of view footage on some things that we do. We're gonna have drone footage of some things that we can do, and just have fun with it. That's really what all this is about: is just having fun and doing something that you love. I know I tell everybody that I mean, like, my Jeep is my therapist. Keeps me sane.
Oh, that is one thing we definitely have to talk about because what is it? Trail therapy.
Yes.
It sounds ridiculous to anyone who doesn't own a Jeep. However, there is something so serene about you can be literally having the worst day in the world. You take your Jeep on the top of a trail. Granted, go with friends or make sure it's a safe trail that you can go on, but yourself, and just sit there on top of it. Enjoy the landscape. Just relax and enjoy the serenity of the aloneness, and you can contemplate your thoughts. But the fact that you're on a mountain that not everybody can get to, like, there's something that just in itself makes all of that worth it.
Yep. And
Also, running over big ass rocks.
that's always fun. Just because you can.
Exactly.
And I'm sure I'm gonna butcher this word for word, but I heard a saying that if you're worried in life, then you're thinking too much about the past. If you're anxious in life, you're worried too much about the future. And at least for me anyway, when I'm at the top of a mountain by myself and there's nobody around, and I can just sit on the hood of my Jeep and look out and see nothing and know that nobody's within 20, 30 miles of me, that's where life begins. And that's where life makes sense. And you don't have anybody there to bother you. You don't have anybody there telling you that you need the TPS reports done. You know, you don't need to clock in, you don't need to clock out. You show up, you do it, and it's just you and yourself. And until you're really there, like you said, if you haven't done it, you'll never get it. But like, that one really cut deep for me is when you're up there on top of a mountain that you drove to by yourself, that you climbed, which I don't recommend off-roading by yourself.
Unless you know the trail really well.
And then you take proper arrangements
Recovery
of,
gear.
you know,
We'll talk about
recovery gear.
and
And, you know, I always, when I'm by myself, I'll send my start GPS coordinates to somebody, my end GPS coordinates to somebody, and say, you know, this is the time frame that I have, and here's the number to local authorities. If you don't hear from me by this time, call them because something happened. But
you're way more responsible than I am.
yeah, I know. I gave you a fire extinguisher for a reason.
We'll cover that in a later episode. All right?
I think I've given you more than one.
Give me two.
I think you used the first one. But yeah, like
Yeah,
when
I
you
did.
just
When I let someone else know.
yeah, when you're up there by yourself and there, you can't put that feeling into words. Pictures don't
You really
show
can't.
it. Words don't say it.
They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, but the experience is for a lifetime.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's a saying, but it sounds pretty good in my head.
I like it.
All right.
Shake and bake. Shake and bake. But yeah, no, the other funny thing too with the Jeep community is you and I especially, we're idiots.
We're not idiots. We're savants.
No, we're idiots.
I have no idea what the I don't.
The Savant is like Rain Man. Like,
Oh, I'm 100% savant.
really, if I drop a box of 1,000 toothpicks and like
Yeah, that'd be
pull an X amount in my
942.
hand. Noise.
There's a reason why we're best friends.
Because we're the two best friends.
But also, so we
became.
became best friends because of Jeeps, though.
I actually hated you the day I met you.
And I didn't even notice it.
I did. I hated him because we showed up to a Jeep event and he was making everybody laugh and everybody was surrounding him and I showed up late and I'm like, why is everyone laughing at what he has to say? Why is everyone looking at him? That's my job. I don't like it. I don't like you. And now we're best friends.
Exactly. Go team.
Go team. So yeah, I think
So then I already say this is the end of our
yeah.
intro video, and then we'll get into some actual fun stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
But just
we'll
to
go
give
in more
people a general
details.
idea.
Exactly. I
About
think
what
this
we're
is
about.
good. Yes.
We do hood rat stuff and
For those of you who don't know what hood rats are, that's kind of our group of our Jeep family out here. No one will know it other than the hood rats, but still, that's our hood rat crew. You know,
Okay.
That's our family name here.
Yeah, because you'll find this out too if you're in big Jeep groups, whether it's any form of social media or whatever. Sometimes you just have to spread the word via text message to certain people to do certain events. Because as cool as it is to have 20 Jeeps go on a trail or 300 Jeeps do a flag run down Las Vegas Boulevard, sometimes it's just nice to get 4 or 5 people out together and just go out and do your thing with like-minded skill sets. Yeah.
All right, so yeah, we're not exclusive by any means.
No.
Like anybody can join. It's just our family is very, very like tight knit. Like we could say stupid shit, do stupid shit. No one's ever gonna judge you. Like somebody did a backflip off his Jeep. I thought it was a good idea to copy and do a backflip off a Jeep, and fractured my ankle. He landed it.
I did a backflip off my Jeep and I didn't break my ankle.
Exactly. We get and no one ever says anything bad.
I did go cliff diving at Torkerville Falls and broke my ankle. Well, no, I broke my foot in 4 different spots.
Well, I didn't break my foot when I did that, so.
Call it even.
All right, brother. So.
So that's what we're about.
Yeah.
Hope hit the like button, hit the share button, comment, subscribe,
ask questions.
do whatever the kids are doing.
Yeah. One of these days we'll go live and maybe you'll be watching.
Because we're here for you.